Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Board Wars 2024 draft. My name is Joel Otwell. I'm joined by my co-host, Caleb Ward.
Howdy, everybody.
Caleb Ward, famously the secondary captain of the Los Cuties, whose home is the HQ of the Los Cuties. Caleb, how are you feeling about tonight?
I'm looking forward to the night. This will be a fun experience for me, being behind the desk today.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to see who our captains choose to pick this. We got a lot of newcomers, a lot of people joining the game, so it'll be an exciting night.
Caleb, can you run down to me? Who do you think the top three prospects of the night are?
Well, I would have to say that.
Sorry, we were just clarifying some of the rules for anonymity of some of our players. They chose to use nicknames?
Alternative egos?
Usernames? What would you call?
Uh,
Sure. Yeah, let's go with
Let's go usernames.
Usernames, sure.
Gamer
Pseudonyms.
tags. Pseudonyms. I don't know.
they go by other pseudonyms.
Yeah,
we were
so
very
wanna
good at our
respect
jobs.
We want to respect the
good at our
privacy
jobs.
of all our players, of course. But I think the definitive number one across the board is going to be Mr. Java. He's had a couple practice games. We've all gotten to witness his growing in the game, and he's looking really good. So definitely a hot commodity. A lot of teams are hoping to pick him up, but I'm going to say he's going to be the definitive number one overall.
I don't find myself saying this often, but I'm actually in total agreement with Caleb here. Mr. Java is absolutely a phenomenal pick for whatever team can get their hands on him. He has a high availability. His talent is absolutely through the roof. Not only that, but outside of Board Wars, personally, he is one of the sweetest, one of the most hodgepodge award-winning candidate kind of people.
Of course,
you
he's
can
just a
have.
pleasure to be
And
around.
So I'm
all
really
the time.
excited to have him on the draft this year.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyone else?
Well, there's a lot of different people that could go pretty highly, as I'm seeing on these board. I can't pick a top three because they're all so good.
Well, but you can though.
We
But you
can
could.
pick a top three.
There we go. Okay. I don't remember looking at the sponsor screen. Hey guys. Great. We're looking good. We're looking so good.
Personally, my number two is going to be Black David.
Black David.
Black David. What a guy. What a
What a guy.
For those,
Absolutely.
if you know, you know.
What genuinely in a practice game that I was partaking with him in, absolute unit of a player, hard negotiator, but great great talent.
And
indeed.
outside of the game, of course, just a all-around great guy to be around. Always bringing the energy, makes you laugh.
Absolutely.
Whatever team manages to pick him up, man, they're in for a treat.
I'm really excited for the prospect of Ian Schneider. Ian was kind of a newer addition to the Board Wars draft prospects list. His brother John had signed up way earlier, but unfortunately due to school had to drop out. So Ian kind of took his place, and Ian's got a lot of smarts. He's got a big head, in like a good way. In a good way, not in a bad way. Let me clarify.
He doesn't have a big brain. He has a groovy brain.
He has a groovy. There are
There's a lot of
wrinkles
grooves and wrinkles
throughout.
in that brain of his.
It is like an old raisin in the best way possible. I love it. And so Ian is going to be, like I said, a high prospect. I'm really excited for wherever he ends up.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I believe we're about to start the timer for the first draft.
Give us one moment. See if we're ready to get that first pick rolling.
5 minutes.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a 5-minute timer going. Whoops.
I hate it. I figured this.
Hey, there we are. We got a
All right,
5-minute timer going.
perfect.
First pick for the night, we have the Purple Dragons. They have 5 minutes to get that first draft pick in. Purple Dragons team captain, of course, being Augustus Tepe. Gus Tepe, formerly the commissioner and kind of the founder of Board Wars. Oh, hold on 1 second. This video is not coming through. Please be patient with us. Caleb, say something fun.
Experiencing a couple technical difficulties on our side, so sorry about that, folks. But yeah, the Purple Dragons are on the clock right now. Their team captain is Gus Tepe, formerly Season 1 Board Wars commissioner, and he has stepped down to join us on the playing field with his own team, making their debut here tonight, the Purple Dragons.
Now, for any people who have been familiar with Board Wars for a long time, you would know that there's previously have been 6 teams. Those teams being the Los Cuties. We also have actually we'll just switch back here. Hey, there we are. Those teams previously being the Los Cuties. We had the Smoky Salamanders, the Chess Rules. Now rebranded as the Ruby Raptors. Who are managed by Caden now instead of myself. Caden, an absolutely amazing captain. Can't wait to see how the team goes. I'm not biased. I'm definitely not on that team.
Oh yeah, and I'm not biased towards the Los Cuties.
Yeah. Me and Caleb aren't in very similar roles on our teams at all.
We're completely unbiased commentators here tonight.
The 3 remaining teams of the ones that I mentioned were the Barbecue Beavers, with ran by Drew Joggers, the Mama Llamas by John Mark Hicks, and did I say Smoky Salamanders with Gideon?
I don't think we mentioned the Smoky Sallies yet.
Los Cuties. And of course, how could I forget the 6 previous team, a man who we have on call right now, Elijah Novak of the Jelly Jets. If we switch back to the
Hodgepodge.
captain's table, you notice that
Jelly
there's
Jets.
6 people there, but one of them is Gus, who's the new 7th captain. That is because our final captain, Elijah, is joined with us remotely. Elijah, we're going to cut to you real quick. Do you want to say hi to everybody? And say hi to the fans?
Hello, everyone. I'm Elijah.
That's Elijah. Look how dapper he is, isn't he? Oh man, what a Caleb, on a scale of 1 to 10, how pretty would you say Elijah Novak is?
I wouldn't use the word pretty. I'd use the word handsome. But Hodgepodge is looking like a 12 out of 10 right now, I must say.
Wow. Such kind words. Alrighty. Well, thank you, Elijah, for saying hi to the stream. We'll see more from him later whenever we get to his pick. For now, we're
you
gonna.
guys.
Yeah. He's too kind. Alrighty. So we've got about a minute 50 left until that pick needs to get submitted. Caleb, you've been in here since day one. Since some of the early, well, not day one.
Not day one.
Not since
Season 1 of Board Wars.
Season 1 of Board Wars, both legendary, infamous, and very forgettable. I don't know. Obscure. Lost to obscurity.
My reputation has been downplayed as of recently. I think after my performance at the end of the season, my rating kind of dropped a little, and I think I've been written off by a lot. But they take with their first overall. There's a lot of prospects on the board, and so many of them could fill that first overall spot, and it looks like the pick is going to be in.
Alrighty, we're going to cut to our podium. Where our former commissioner. One moment, Mr. Podium. We got to get that camera working.
Good.
We apologize, stream.
Thumbs up when I'm on.
You guys have to be quiet while I do this. It picks up a lot. 1 second, guys.
Give it a minute. Wait, are you a boy?
Hey, stream. We don't know if you can still hear us. Do you know if the stream's still going? Anyone got eyes on? It's frozen.
It looks to be frozen
Unplug it. Plug it back in.
on Podia King. I like how the microphone is in. The microphone is in.
Yeah, it cut out. Plug it back in. Hey, we're working. I don't know if they can hear anything.
I feel like it's pretty. This is draft research. Oh, wait, Drew. You see, that's a point of truth, but you're right.
All right. Sorry about those technical difficulties. Am I on? Am I on?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2024 Board Wars Draft, kicking off Season 2. Obviously, I was the commissioner last season, and I stepped down from my position to found the Purple Dragons, the first expansion team in Board Wars history. So, like it or not, like us or not, there's no way to change it. This is historic right here. I got the first overall pick for my expansion, and we're going to use it on somebody that we believe can make a huge difference for us. This is not just somebody who is available per their sheet, but somebody who I have a lot of faith in becoming a top elite threat in this league. So my right-hand man with me in this new Board Wars team is Ian Schneider.
Holy Ian Schneider. Alrighty. We're getting some of the assets.
Ian Schneider. I'll see you soon.
He'll see you soon. Ain't that right? Alrighty, getting some of these logos switched over while that timer goes. Next team up is the Jelly Jets. They have the second round pick, so we'll be hearing once again from Elijah. Let's just get all these logos switched over, and you can cut back to me and Caleb. Caleb, Ian Schneider, first overall pick. What are your thoughts?
Wow. Great choice, honestly. Gus needs to start this fresh team off with a strong roster, and I think Ian is going to fill those shoes perfectly. He's a great guy, so he's going to bring the energy, going to be a great role model and environment to be around. He's a smart guy as well, so I think he's going to pick the game up really fast, and I think you never know, but I'm gonna go out on a whim here and say that Ian's gonna find himself a home on the Purple Dragons, and he's gonna be there for a while. Some of those players, once they find their home, they don't leave. I know me personally, I wouldn't want to find myself on any other team other than the Los Cuties, and so I'm assuming that Ian Schneider is gonna find that home with the Purple Dragons and with Gus as his team captain. All right, so right now, around 3 minutes left on the clock. The Jelly Jets have the number 2 overall pick in the 2024 Board Wars Draft. Still a lot of great prospects on the board. Is Slushy in the chat? We don't have the chat pulled up. Slushy, how's it going, dog? I'll pull it up on my phone.
Just keep talking, though.
If I update it right now, it's going to set the timer back to 5 minutes.
Don't do it. Just prepare for the next one.
Okay.
Around 2 minutes left.
Hey, guys. The screen's going to look a little wonky for that second draft. It is, in fact, the Jelly Jets. Look at the logo,
Okay.
not the name. Look at that time.
I got the chat pulled up now, so we
Caleb,
can interact with
I
y'all a
want
little.
everyone here to know in this chat right now that Caleb Ward's got that chat pulled up. You want to say hi? You want to actually just say hi to Caleb. Don't say hi to anyone else. Maybe say hi to your mom. If she's in the chat, get your mom in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody invite your moms to
Everyone
join
invite
Board
your
Wars.
moms to the Board Wars draft.
Send them the
Get
link.
your
Get them
parents
to tune
involved.
in. Get that viewership up.
Get that viewership up. Board Wars is going to be a worldwide phenomenon. You hear me?
Everybody get a L slushy in chat right now.
Hell, slushy.
Just kidding. We love slushy over here.
We
Slushy,
love-
you're amazing. For those of you who don't know, Slushy was the Offensive Player of the Year last year. And he is on the Smoky Salamanders. So I think they're the next pick after the Jets, which have a little less than a minute left on their pick. So we'll see who they choose.
Gus, are we using pseudonyms or full names?
Whatever it says on the sheet is what you're doing. It's a copy and paste. Hey, Lodge. Yeah. You're about to go on the thing. Tell Joel you're ready.
All right, it looks like that pick is in for the Jelly Jets. So we'll switch to Hodgepodge here in a second.
Yeah. All right, we'll
for
switch
him
over to Lige.
Announce that pick.
All right. Lige, can you give us a little talkie talk?
Yep, can you hear me?
Absolutely. Sound beautiful. Alrighty, and Lige, for your first pick of the season.
You just want to announce that
Yes.
for the stream.
So I have the pleasure of representing the Jelly Jets for this.
Alrighty. And with that pick in, we're going to head on over to our next pickers, who are the Smoky Salamanders.
I was asked to give a brief
Oh.
statement about why I am drafting Mr. Java to my.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
If you don't mind.
Of course.
At all. John and I have known each other now for a few years, and we've gotten to become closer friends. And even now, as we're entering this second Board Wars season, we've even worked together a little bit as pre-comrades before even drafting him onto the Jelly Jets. And now that he's joining, I am just thrilled, as I imagine he is as well. I believe that he's going to fit the vibe and the culture of the Jelly Jet team very well, and I'm just super excited to welcome him. So, John, thank you, man. Honestly, you put us down as your number one pick, and I appreciate that. Welcome to the team.
Absolutely. Welcome to the team indeed, John Avila, Mr. Java. Alrighty. So we've got that updated board. Uh-oh, that timer is a little off. All right. Let's see here. Oh, I think I got it. And Yahtzee, there we go. Timer is a-going. So, Caleb, how do you feel about the second overall pick being Mr. Java, John Avila?
I think it goes without saying that's the smartest move that the Jelly Jets could have made. They lost a key player in Jacob Dieter this offseason, and so I think Mr. Java is going to fill those shoes, possibly even better. Second overall pick, not bad. I think there's definitely an argument that he could have easily been the first overall pick. So the potential is there, and he's a great guy to be around as well. So I'm excited to see how he performs this season.
Absolutely. And Caleb, the Jelly Jets last year, they got kind of knocked out before. Oh, I'm moving. Last year, the Jelly Jets got knocked out before we even made it to like the end of the season. Do you think the tides are gonna turn this year? That this year the Jelly Jets have a chance of making it to that top four, making it to the playoffs, and maybe even having a chance to win the coveted what do we call it?
The Legacy Cup.
The Legacy Cup. He knows because his team won. He's had his hands on it. Which, as we all know, the Legacy Cup is the embodiment of greatness. It says it right on the bottom. Whoever is in possession of it embodies greatness.
I'm flattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb Ward.
I
on the
wouldn't go
winning
as far
team.
to say that the Jelly Jets are going to be hoisting the trophy at the end of the season. I think we can get too hasty, but I think with a draft pick like Mr. Java, I think the Jelly Jets are on the right path. I think they're rebuilding and they're going to get a lot stronger than they were last year. And I think there is a strong possibility that we see them in that playoff contention later in the season.
Absolutely. I fully agree. I actually think the Jets have a I've seen a kind of like a phoenix energy out of the Jelly Jets, something burning bright that's going to just rise from the ashes of not even making the playoffs and actually, being a legendary team. But the question is it a legend because it's true, or is it a legend because it is a dream that we wish was?
Wow.
That is the question of the future of the Jelly Jets. Yeah. Oh man, what a guy, Caleb Ward.
Smoky Sallies have the pick. They have
There you
2
go.
minutes left.
Yeah, let's cut over to that
before we
captain's
get in.
table. You can see all of our all the captains discussing now.
Looks like they're conversing over that pick.
You can see the captain of the Smoky Salamanders, Gideon Blankenship.
He's in the shades.
Yeah, he's in the shades. Yeah, he is. I mean, you can see he's so relaxed. I bet he's already got it locked in, and he's just toying with everybody, talking about how great his pick is going to be.
Knowing Gideon, I would not be surprised.
No, Caleb kind of nodded. He was like, "Yeah, that checks out."
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like these first couple picks, maybe they don't have them on lock because it would be hard. The amount of prospects that we have this year, a lot of people could go early. So I'm interested to see who the Raptors, or not the Raptors, the Sallies have chosen or are choosing.
Who are the
are they gonna
Smoky
pick?
Salamanders choosing?
Because they're a strong team. They went far last year.
Absolutely, they did.
And so who are they going to add to that already stacked roster?
Alrighty, and then we're gonna go to the podium as Gideon Blankenship, the captain of the Smoky Salamanders, approaches. With 25 seconds remaining, you can see that Gideon's just thinking about the perfect way of executing this sentence of his pick.
I believe this pick was honestly a surefire from the very beginning. This player was the first person to ever introduce me to tabletop gameplay, and really honestly kind of set my love of Board Wars into motion by showing me D&D for the very first time. And for my very first pick, not even a doubt in my mind, the third overall pick is going to be John Paul.
It is going to be John Paul. Alrighty. Uh-oh. Had a bit of a misclick. Hey, there we go. Ruby Raptors up next.
Oh, it looks like we're getting a lot of talk in the chat from Slushy.
My bad. I would have said.
Oh, captain, my captain. Yes, indeed, that was your captain, Slushy. But Joel, how do you feel about that? What do you think about that?
How do I feel about that? I think there's something really profound about Gideon wanting to cherish. Oh, we're still on the podium. Caleb, Caleb, you have to warn me of these things.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'll
so
do better.
old, Caleb. My brain, my mind. Already. And as always, if you want to, I think it's aside. If you want to take a look at the right here, we can have all of our previous picks. If you can look at the kind of if you're just joining in, you can see where people have been drafted too. What do I think about that pick? I think that there's something profound about Gideon picking someone who I don't know if mentor would be the right word, but someone who gives such an introductory experience to this kind of gameplay, and especially and I know Gideon is very, very competent when it comes to tabletop games. I'd be afraid of the man who introduced that legend. Gideon Blankenship is a heavy hitter near the tail end of the season. Kind of had a big target on his back and suffered some losses, but early on was very dominant, and even in the preseason of season 1 was a very competent player. And so, anyone who he looks up to, I think is a very valid pick.
All valid words. I'm gonna have to disagree. Respectfully.
look at you see this guy. This is the guy who goes, man, I can't wait for you to stop talking so I can tell you you're wrong.
I vaguely remember Gideon's one game that was really outstanding is the only game lost to the archives of YouTube. So the one game that we could not see is the one time Gideon Blankenship stole the show. So
legendary.
I don't think he's a fraud necessarily. I think we could lower the ego a little, but I think there is something to be said about just kind of that. I don't know if a storybook tale is the right way to put it, but someone who introduced him to tabletop and to D&D, and now he's getting to introduce them to Board Wars. So I think there's something special in that for sure, and I'm excited to see how their team pans out, because I do think Gideon is a very good coach, 100%. He builds his team up. And in those players on his team that weren't amazing at the beginning saw a massive improvement by the end of the season. So we'll see how far this John Paul goes, being on a team with such a good culture of building each other up in their gameplay.
Absolutely. If there's one thing you have to say about the Smoky Salamanders is that they are true pioneers of trial by fire.
Oh,
they
100%.
They are so good about getting their players immersed in the mix of the fray and not pulling their punches. If you come into Board Wars and you accept and you expect, like a nice soft introduction, that's the last thing you're getting. We're coming out swinging.
Shout out Slushy, a couple practice games. He was
Slushy.
gunning for the newbies and showed no mercy. So that's just how they like to play. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it, but they're ruthless and cutthroat. That's for sure. Joel, we got a question from the chat from Parker Klein. Do you think your team is winning this year?
Do I think my team is winning this year? Well, you can't ever give up hope that your team's going to win. If you don't hope that your team's going to win, why are you even playing? Are you just playing for fun? In which case, hey, this is Board Wars. We accept those kinds of players, but I ain't one of them.
Winning is fun, so.
And
I say that as someone who has won
as a legendary
all of
Board Wars player.
I think it's more fun when you win.
Alrighty. Well, Caleb, we're gonna cut over to the podium where Mr. King Gill is, I believe, ready, and we're gonna give him a moment to prepare his speech because he still has 20 seconds remaining.
That is true.
And he started talking. I feel like we should let him finish. Alrighty, Caden.
The Ruby Raptors, it's going to be my first pick as a captain, my first pick as a friend, and my first pick as a leader. I'm looking forward to drafting Enigma. This player has been running by my side at work for about 4.5 years now. He's been by far the fastest man on ovens at Domino's. He's peak. He's going to be the best player on the map, and you'll see him.
Good speech indeed. All right, we're going to get that updated. All right. Next pickup is the Purple Dragons. We're going to update that team name down at the bottom. All righty.
Perfect.
So, Caleb Ward, Enigma got picked. A name to equal, I guess, his legacy or what we know about him. What are your thoughts about Caden's pick of
an Enigma? Indeed. Personally, I'm not familiar.
The wordplay right now is insane.
With this player, but the hype speech from the Raptors captain Caden Gillum has a little inspiring. I'm gonna be honest. So we'll see how it pans out because he's a good.
I think is an absolutely amazing pick, and I'm really excited to see how he plays. We know nothing. I know very little about the guy, and I'm even on the team. And so I think, it's those sleepers like Alex Bruns.
Yes, of course.
Those
I was
people,
waiting for you to mention it.
And MVP of the Board War season, drafted to the Los Cuties. Alex Bruns, somebody who no one really knew anything about, and then ended up being one of the
The
on
best.
the books,
The best.
on the books, one of the greatest Board Wars players of our generation. Now you might notice that it says there's 4 minutes left on the clock. We did have there was a little update error, and that's our fault. And I don't think we should discount our players who have no other way of knowing what time is besides the clock. So I don't know if we're gonna let that right out. We will consult the committee. Is that the official name?
I think, the Board Wars Committee.
Yeah, the committee. Yeah, it's the committee. Yeah, So just give me 1 second. We'll see if that checks. Gus, about a minute and a half into the timer, it reset to 5 minutes. We want to just keep it rolling. We'll go select. First of all, I want to say when the clock hits 0, that's not when we go bid. We go announce our pick for a bid. Oh, that's how it should be.
Okay.
Can we get the picks in sooner then? Because I'm trying to update and I had like 45 seconds. Yeah. I'll walk up at like 2:30, and you can copy and paste it from the short.
Sorry about that, folks. We're just figuring out a couple things on our end here.
The Board War stream obviously going perfectly as we expected.
Yes. Looks like there's some interaction in the chat.
Yeah. Hey, Caleb, what's going on in the chat? Can you just give me the rundown? That was a no. Thanks, ladies and
some
gentlemen.
trolling. There's some trolling. I see a Slushy getting a little mad. But that was
Slushy
a
getting
little bit
mad?
ago.
I literally couldn't imagine
But,
a more
no,
preposterous situation.
it looks like some encouraging words are being said. Some congratulations to Enigma, our last pick, and welcoming him into the Board Wars family.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's great to see that we have such a strong community here of people who are going to be supporting one another. Even though when it comes to playing, we're all obviously cutthroat. You can't make too many friends in this game. You have to prioritize the wins.
Actually, Caleb, it's in moments like these that I actually think about that we have a reward all about that. We have an award about making friends. We have an award about
True.
Because as much as Board Wars is about winning, as much as it's about competition, as much as it is about the love of the game, what it also is about is camaraderie. It's friendship, and it's having a good time.
Yes.
And I think if you're not winning in Board Wars, at a second rate, we should at least be having a good time. It is with those words that we're actually going to cut back to the podium, where it looks like the captain of the Purple Dragons is ready to make his announcement.
All right, with my second overall pick in my draft board, with my first pick, I took somebody who I thought could lead a team with me, someone who I desire leadership traits out of, and someone who I think is going to be a fantastic player. With my second pick, availability is less in mind for me. I got two guys, me and my first overall pick, who I know are going to load up the stat sheet and the games played sheet. Right now, I'm looking for somebody on my board who is really a fun guy to be around, who is going to be a lot of fun, and who's going to bring an element of excitement to my team. And, all my years on this earth, there is one man who I would feel happy being my...
Caleb, what do you know about Joe Stro? Give us a rundown.
Before I say what I know about him, I think it's all that needs to be said is that through that applause from our other team captains, there were some faces that dropped. So that just proves I think Joe Stro was a sought-after guy that a lot of teams wish they could have had, but the Purple Dragons beat them to it. And I agree 100% with what Gus said about him. Great guy to be around. Always brings the energy. If I could have him as my personal hype man, I would. He's that guy. And
He is that guy.
don't know much about his Board Wars experience, but I can imagine like a lot of these players, he's going to be new to the game and in need of some coaching, and I think Gus is the perfect guy to do that.
You think Gus is the coach to coach this man?
I think when you can learn under the creator of the game, you take that chance. You take the opportunity.
Absolutely. You know, speaking of creator of the game, I actually just want to highlight Caden, the new captain of the Ruby Raptors. You know, Gus has talked to me in private about, and this isn't like a secret. Sorry, I shouldn't have said in private. That sounded weird. But Gus has talked to me.
It wasn't weird until you had to confer that and make that.
All right, so me and Gus were talking, and we were saying that you know, the Purple Dragons are actually on kind of a different playing field than the rest of the teams. A lot of the teams already have like such a great culture. They have things that they're kind of known for. They have a reputation. The Purple Dragons, the only reputation they have is that they have potentially one of the who has the potential to be one of the greatest captains. You know, what the Purple Dragons have going for them is potential, whereas the rest of the teams already have a legacy. And so, but it was in this conversation that we were like, you know, I think the Ruby Raptors, have a similar opportunity. The Ruby Raptors currently consist of me, Caden, and one of my friends from high school. We have such an opportunity to rebrand, to rebuild, and I think when you pick somebody like Joshua, it really emphasizes that desire to build that culture and desire to make something great out of a team that has nothing going for it but potential. And you talking about how Gus is going to has you know, being the creator of the game, has such a capacity to create. I think the future of the Purple Dragons is great, and I think the pick of Joshua was a great move.
I know we don't always agree, but I agree with everything you just said. That was a great pick.
And Caleb, you know, the future of the Los Cuties. What do you think the future of the Los Cuties holds as somebody who is very closely tied to that team?
I don't think there's anything need to be said. We've cemented our legacy as one of the greats, and I think we'll continue that legacy on even through this next season. You know, we won the cup, and we're looking to hoist it again this season as well. I know that we're going to make some strong moves with the picks that we've established, or at least the game plan that we've established on the picks that we're hoping to get. And we have a strong culture that we worked really hard to build, and we're hoping to bring some new players into that culture, and hopefully they'll thrive, and we'll continue to thrive as a team as well.
Wow, what a great, you know, Caleb. Can the Ruby Raptors borrow you for a little bit? we need someone who can lay down, you know, like how the future of their team so eloquently. Thank you for that. You know,
Thank you. As someone with a speech impediment, it really means a lot.
Brother, been there. Come on.
I feel you.
Yeah, let's go.
Looks like the alarm.
What is my name? Yes.
He's a 4-star talent.
Alrighty. I think he was just sorry, we had to cut John Mark. I think it was just Austin some insults or something. No, or encouragement. Sorry, my bad. Encouragement. My bad. Yeah. So it looks like we're ready for that next pick. John Mark, you are ready to go.
The Mama Llamas have had a long, hard road. Our first season was tough. We started out, you know, and we struggled for games, many games in a row. It was not until the end of last season that the Mama Llamas really started to pick up steam, right? And we looked good in the playoffs. We weren't able to clinch the playoffs, but we looked good. And so going into this next season, we're looking forward, and we're looking to better games, to better play styles, to a better playoff. And so the Llamas are looking for people who are going to be strategic and who are going to serve our team well. And with that, I am pleased to announce that my own brother, who I grew up with, who is smart, capable, and an upstanding citizen, I am looking forward to having Jacob Hicks on the Mama Llamas team. Thank you.
Look at that applause. Jacob Hicks, the first pick of the Mama Llamas. All right, we're going to cut back to the booth. I'm not
He's
sure if
an
anybody heard
upstanding
that
citizen,
in
everybody.
the microphone, but Dean Blankenship should just say, you can't say long and hard, though. I don't know why he would say that. Caleb Ward, what do you think about Jacob Hicks as the first pick for the Mama Llamas?
I think that is a step in the right direction for the Llamas. I know that they were kind of bummed last season when they didn't clutch the playoffs. They didn't get to hoist that trophy at the end, but my golly, did they come close. And I think Jacob Hicks is going to be the perfect guy to help them get that extra step to glory by the end of the season, at least, hopefully. Because, like John Mark said, it took them a while to build that steam. They did rather poorly in the early season last year, but hopefully with a pick like Jacob Hicks, that's just one more guy to equip them with the tools they need to perform consistent through the entire season, and then make that solid playoff run as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone who has known Jacob Hicks for a very long time. Jacob Hicks is absolutely upstanding, and just like he has remarkable character, remarkable intelligence, game sense. He's very musically inclined, and just someone who's a great leader. And to have your own brother on your team is just such a treat. It's just such a treat that John Mark has captivated that moment, being able to draft his own brother. And I'm really excited for what Jacob's going to be able to do on that team, with that team, for that team, and the future of the Mama Llamas, I think, looks. Like John Mark had said, kind of a rocky start. Had one of the longer losing streaks in Board Wars, but
I think it's the longest losing streak in Board Wars history currently.
We're not going to bring that up. I was trying to spare. I was trying to just send him some decency, but I really pulled it together at the end of the season and made it to the playoffs and was looking strong, and then wasn't able to just clinch it at the end, but. With an addition like Jacob Hicks, that rocky start feels like it's way less likely.
With their siblings, and now Jacob is being added to that, and it's always great to be able to play with your family.
It is, unless
you hate each other.
Unless you hate each other. How do we recover from hating your siblings?
Is
Caleb,
Denicia joining Board Wars anytime soon?
Did you just ask if my biological sister's going to be playing Board Wars anytime soon?
I did indeed.
This is why we always disagree. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. But who knows what the
Shout
future
out
holds.
Denicia if you're tuning in.
On top of calling your mom and telling her to watch it and to get that viewership up, get your siblings involved.
Yeah, no,
Tell them to
everybody
put their phone,
send
be
it.
like,
Send
hey, we're watching
this
the Board
to your
Wars draft
siblings.
right now.
Get that viewership up.
We're gonna get that viewership up.
Support the league.
Support your local Board Wars league.
Support your team.
Support your
Everybody
team.
in chat right now, type in your favorite team.
Yeah, everyone in the chat, type in your favorite team. If you are drafted to a team, what I want you to do is type in your favorite team that isn't your own. Be like representing from, what, you said Slushy's in the chat?
Slushy might be in the chat. I don't know. He hasn't typed in a while.
if you're on a team, be like, hey,
Slushy, say your favorite team that's
from
not
this
your own in the
team,
chat
but
right now.
I'm really my favorite team to play against or to absolutely destroy, if depending on. Was such and such team, But with that being said, we have our next captain. We have Drew Joggers at the podium making his first pick for the Barbecue Beavers.
For those of you that don't know, the Beavers are undergoing kind of a radical rebuild. We're keeping the things that made us strong, but adding a lot new on. One of our most exciting additions was Jacob Dieter, and we really wanted to kind of build off of that because that was such a huge gain for us, and we wanted to just really double down on that. So with our first pick of this draft, we are drafting his older brother, Sam Dieter. I played a practice game with him, was very impressed. I know combining him with Jacob is not only going to make our locker room great, but make our field great. So we're drafting Sam Dieter.
There it is. Sorry, folks, we're going to get an update real quick on the board.
What a pick by Bill Carver.
What a pick. What a pick. Dude, Sam Dieter. Caleb, what do you know about Sam Dieter?
I know Sam an incredibly intelligent player.
Side note. Give you a little side note.
Yeah, what's up,
I don't know much about his personal play style, but I know that for me personally, Jacob Peter is and should be considered one of the most feared Board Wars players in the game today. So putting them with flesh and blood, that could be this barbecue Beavers team is looking. I don't know if nice is the word because they're looking scary. I think scary is the
You
word.
think? Do you think the barbecue beavers are scary?
I think they're looking scary.
Ooh,
I
the
think
board is
that-
scared. I didn't know I was a
Hold up.
Fearless as
Hold
always.
up.
Are you-
Hold up. Let's
Oh, I
let's
just-
let's
oh,
get nothing.
Caleb,
Let's not get
Caleb,
nothing
no, hold on, I'm
confused.
mad at Caleb again. Caleb, you need to let me know. You need to let me know. You gotta let me know
I'm sorry,
when
I'm
people
sorry.
can't see what we're talking about.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, the barbecue beavers looking scary. Hold on, I gotta challenge Caleb Ward here. Caleb Ward, one of the most brandish, just like bold in your out in your face, being like, "We are the Los Cuties, and you will suffer."
Let's
He's feeling
get the
fear.
facts straight here.
gonna get our
I'm
facts
not
straight.
scared.
He's
Okay.
not scared.
We're not. We play our game, and we play our game good, and that's why we were hoisting the trophy last season, and you weren't, Joel. So let's get the facts straight. The Los Cuties, me in particularly, and I know my team captain, we're not scared. We welcome the competition. I'm mainly commenting as a whole, as a league, looking at the Barbecue Beavers. They are a stacked team. They are going to be incredibly competitive in this upcoming season. That doesn't mean that me as a representative of the Los Cuties, what I'm saying right now is not a representation of how we feel as an organization. It's how the Board Wars community feels as a league. And so, Joel, we ain't scared.
We ain't scared.
We ain't scared.
All right.
We welcome the competition.
On a quick side note, before I address that previous statement, Kevin, you mind moving a little bit closer towards me? Get within shoulder room. There we go. Other people can see you. There we go. Alrighty.
Perfect.
You know, addressing the comments you just made, I agree. The Barbecue Beavers are a team to keep your eye on. They're a team that should be known, concerned about. They're a team to keep your watch on. And I think that you saying that while the Los Cuties and while you yourself may not be scared, you know, being afraid of them is not unwarranted. I think that's a fair observation to make. I appreciate you clarifying for the folks here at home and for me personally. Know where we stand. Alrighty. And that dig towards us not winning kind of hurt. Gonna be honest, that hurt. But once again, like the Phoenix, the dead chess rolls and rising the Ruby Raptors. The question is, does the future hold a legend that we wish was? Or a legend that was so great.
Bringing it back, yeah.
Bringing it back.
I'm
Ruby
excited to
Raptors.
see how the Ruby Raptors perform this year.
I'm-
So Joel, that was not supposed to be a dig at you.
No, just
I
calling out
just
my
stated
previous
facts.
team.
They my
Alright,
team
it
won.
wasn't supposed to be a dig.
But,
Weird.
But you know what? I'm excited to see how y'all perform this year for sure.
Thank you. I there's been some rumblings and grumblings. Some people are losing faith in the Los Cuties, Caleb. I've been hearing some rumbling grumblings that some people don't even think you're going to make the playoffs. What is your response to that?
I would first ask question just where are these sources that you're getting this information from? Because clearly they're misinformed. Clearly, I mean, I guess they just didn't see our performance last year.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, Caleb. I was looking in the mirror and it was talking to me and it was saying, hey, I don't think the Los Cuties are going to be so hot. And I just wanted to know what you thought about that.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the team to win it all? That's the Los Cuties, baby.
Dude, I got it. That's good. That was good.
Alright.
The mirror on the wall.
So I don't know what mirror you were talking to, but the mirror I was just talking to.
Caleb, I want you to know that in your inaugural game this season of Board Wars, I hope you get to use that catchphrase. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the team to win it all? Los Cuties. Holy cow. It is happening.
Yeah. And speaking of Los Cuties, I believe that we're on the board right now to select our first pick of the 2024 draft. So be excited to see who gets taken.
Who is going to get taken? That is the question indeed.
We didn't get a lot of participation in chat, but we did get Parker Klein saying my favorite team is the Free Agents.
His favorite team is the Free Agents.
So
didn't think that was a team.
I didn't think that was a team either, but you never know. Maybe a team will change his mind, and he'll have to be rooting for whatever team drafts him tonight, perhaps.
Alrighty. So with 0 time remaining, we're going to come to the podium where the team captain of the Los Cuties, your captain, Caleb, is ready to make your first pick, the first pick of the, your team's first pick of the night.
All right. This past year, the Cuties, of course, won, and part of that had to do with, and I'm super excited to add him and see what he can do, and that's why I'm drafting Karkar Escobar.
Karkar Escobar.
What a great name. And what a great hit.
Alrighty, we're going to get that board updated. Ooh, and then we're actually going to do one more update to this board. So we have entered the second round. We're going to get everything switched over here real quick. Round number's going to get flipped as well. So we have actually entered the second round of the draft. Let's see if we can get that updated. Hey!
Looks great.
We look better.
And
That's
Los
there it
Cuties
is.
are back on the board as well. Back.
When are you going to tell me?
You had it. You had it.
Hey, we got it back on the booth at a reasonable time.
It wasn't that long. Okay.
So, Caleb, Karkar Escobar, also known as Gideon's older brother.
Indeed.
What do you think about the Los Cuties drafting Karkar Escobar, who is going to get his name updated now?
Whereas some teams are looking to rebuild and go in a different direction from the previous season, I think that one thing that we're sticking to is sticking to what we know and what worked for us. And last season we had a lot of close friends, and so with Alex and with Luke on the team, kind of bringing me into that as well. And I think adding Karkar Escobar to that squad is going to get the job done in a similar fashion to what we did last year, where we know each other, we're close friends, and even if he doesn't know as much about the game as some of these other players, other prospects, who might some people might assume should have gone higher than he did. Because we have that chemistry, I think he's going to perform just great this season.
So you think the chemistry and kind of building on that foundation, you think is what's gonna propel the Los Cuties into another victory this year?
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah.
Oh man. So my thoughts about this is that it feels like, sorry, we're just getting Sorry, we're getting an update from the board. We're going to switch over to the captain's table, who you might notice they're having a little bit of talking. They're discussing the next pick. And you might notice on the board that the next pick, the first pick of the second round, is once again the Los Cuties. Quite a, it was, in the preseason, kind of a shock to see all the trades that were going down, and the Los Cuties were able to, save themselves from that last pick of each round in order to get the first pick of the second round. And with 30 seconds left on the clock, let's see if the Los Cuties can lock in that pick and get ready. With just 25 seconds, Luke has it to make his next pick. And you can see Luke is hard in thought. Hello? Next pick? Debating. All right. So it was a long debate over that pick. In fact, going overtime. But you know what? It's the Los Cuties' second pick of the or first pick of the second round. And we're going to switch over to that podium, Can. The beautiful and amazing, or handsome, stunning Luke Joggers is ready to announce their second pick and the first pick of the second round of the draft.
Yeah, well, the culture, while also just being a great player and somebody that I personally got along with really well. And that's why I'm making this next pick. I'm picking L-Dog or Landon Perry. He's somebody I've worked with in Zap small groups. He's super smart, and yeah, I'm just really excited. And I know he can really draw people in. And I'm excited for what he can do for our locker room and for our team.
Absolutely amazing. All righty. Go back to the last pick, L-Dog. Caleb, what are your thoughts about the new team edition of L-Dog?
Well, me and our team captain Luke have discussed off camera a lot about these picks that we are hoping to make, and I'm glad to see that we were able to secure both of our top choices. L-Dog is a great guy. Luke knows him personally more than I do, but I've had a couple interactions with him, and he seems just a great guy to be around. Also seems like he's willing to learn, and wanting to be a part of our Board Wars and a part of our team. So I'm excited to see how he does, and I think that we have the tools on our team to make him a better player, and he'll bring the personality and the energy that we've cultivated on our team as well.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. We're gonna cut over to the captain's table and look at what they're discussing. As all of the captains here are actually in a call with Lige, who's going to be making his second pick. Lige, he's once again the Phoenix, rising from the ashes, a legend about to be told. Elijah's got a lot of weight on his shoulders with this next pick. Caleb, Luke had just said, he wanted someone to get along with well on his team, and you were kind of outside of that zone of like Carson and Alex. You were kind of the new addition. First overall pick. Caleb, what do you think? As Ian Schneider was the first overall pick, what do you think the weight of a first overall pick is?
I think there's definitely a target that gets placed on your back, not necessarily from a competitive standpoint, from other players gunning for you, but from a reputation standpoint of just you're expected to succeed, you're expected to live up to the hype behind you. If you're taken first overall, you better perform like someone who's taken first overall. And so I think there's a lot of expectation from that. And I like to think I lived up to a lot of the expectation put up on me. So I'm looking forward to see how Ian performs, and I just because how I know him, I think he'll be able to live up to it for sure.
You think Ian's gonna be able to live up?
I think he'll live up to the number one pick hype. But I guess we'll have to see come Board Wars season.
Absolutely. Alrighty. All right. Well, there is 0 time left on the clock. We're going to cut over to Lige, who we believe is ready to give his pick. Elijah, the people are seeing your face now. Elijah, are you ready to give your second pick?
I am very ready, Joel. You guys ready?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Announce your pick whenever you feel like it.
Okay, so this is certainly going to be an exciting year for the Jelly Jets. Already having drafted John Avila, Mr. Java. For the second round pick for the Jelly Jets, we'll be picking someone else who I have known for many pick for the Jelly Jets. We are selecting Groove Sloth, and that is none other than Nick Sipe.
Nothing but excitement for Groove Sloth. Alrighty. Caleb, with the pick of Groove Sloth, do you think this addition is adding to the legend, or you think it's going to be something that makes it fade into obscurity?
No, I'm just joking. I think Groove Sloth going to the Jets is a great choice. I think Lige Hodgepodge has well educated himself and made the right choice for his team with his first overall pick with Mr. Java, and now Groove Sloth with his second overall pick. I think I'm excited. I don't just think. I'm excited to see how this plays out because I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be a fun year for that team. The Jelly Jets. That's a fun team to be around, and we'll just have to see how they perform because the vibes are there, the culture's there, and I'm excited to see how they perform in the season itself.
All righty. Far in this room, we've gotten some technical difficulties when it comes to the upcoming drafts. We're going to get those all updated.
Currently on the clock, the Smoky Salamanders.
So we're going to cut over to the captain and get a look at, once again, Gideon Blankenship cold calculated. I bet he's already got his pick locked in, just toying with the rest of the captains. But,
Gideon loves to talk smack, so I can just imagine.
Absolutely.
But it looks like they are in conversation, trying to figure out what this next pick is going to be.
Alrighty. So Caleb, we're going to come back to the booth. Caleb, I want you to talk to a bit about what you have personally done to just bolster the culture of the Los Cuties. I want to hear what I want to give you to give 3 tips to like Gus and Caden and all the other captains of how you think you can build a culture that is so strong for your team.
Wow, really putting me on the spot here. I think the first thing that we did that kind of caught on with some other teams was making sure we spend time together and hang out when we play. So my house, also known as Los Cuties HQ, became kind of the get-together spot on game nights, and not everybody can always make it, and that's okay. They're there in spirit, but just trying to get even just 2 of your teammates to pop out and support you as you play, and the vibes and the environment makes playing a lot more chillaxed and a lot more fun. I think it's more fun to play with your team. So I would definitely encourage all new captains and even existing teams to adopt that kind of into their culture. That was just one, and I can get to the next 2 after.
Well, Caleb, I'm gonna stop you right there. Because the timer has hit 0, and our captain is ready at the podium to give his next pick and the second pick for the Smoky Salamanders, Gideon Blankenship. Gideon, when he's telling the other captains to quiet down. Gideon, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Hello, my fellow Bordigans. My next pick, I believe, is kind of a team pick. I have a very important player on my team named Slushy, one of the best players, I think, in the entire league. And he had a very, very promising draftee that I have.
On the draft list was known as C. Lee, and that has been updated on the board. 3 minutes on the clock as the Ruby Raptors, my very own team. We're going to cut back to the booth here. All righty. So we have the captains discussing, and of course I'm super vested into this next pick. Caleb, what are your thoughts on C. Lane? Who I'm not going to edit in. C. Lane, what do you know? Do you know anything about this gentleman?
I'm not familiar with C. Lane or his board wars ability, but judging from Gideon, I can imagine that he has a high ceiling. Gideon likes to go after those guys that he's not afraid to go after the guys that don't know what they're doing or are newer to the game, but he likes to coach them up himself, get them into that Sally's culture and that Sally's play style. Like we said before, ruthless, cutthroat. They like to go at people's throats. So I can imagine this guy will be a deadly threat at the end of the season.
Absolutely. We're cutting back to the captain's table as they're discussing with just 1:40 left for this pick. One last thing, we got to get switched over. was that round number. We are on the wrong round. And then you might notice that there's been some numbers reduced as the draft times have reduced. So has the amount of information about previous drafts because we're coming at you quick. So you'll notice that we have the team that's drafting currently, the next team, and the following one, the last previous pick, and the one before. This is just in order to keep that information rolling nice and smooth, and make sure that all that information on screen is correct. With just a minute left, Caden looks like he is under pressure for his next pick. Caleb, what are your thoughts about the draft so far? We've got a list in front of us of all the people. Who do you think is the pick that is, let's get some hot takes. Caleb Hot Takes Award. Let's cut back to the booth real quick with the last 45 seconds. Caleb, you're killing me here.
Sorry about that.
We're going to switch back to the booth. Caleb, I want to hear from you. Hot take. Who do you think is actually the most underrated pick? And who do you think is the most overrated of the previous picks we've had thus far?
Out of the picks we've had so far, or if I'm surprised nobody has gone. I'm still a little surprised.
Who do you think are the sleepers? Who are the sleeper picks who haven't been drafted yet?
I think I'm surprised that Black David hasn't been taken yet. I'll be completely honest.
Yo, where's that pick at?
Yeah, Black David for sure.
Alrighty.
I view them as a very highly touted after prospect. So I'm surprised. Looks like we're about to
see
in
the
from the
next
rookie draft.
pick. Kane has taken to the podium with 0 seconds left, but that's fine. It looks like he is ready. And Caden, whenever you're ready, tell us that next selection.
Thank you, Joel. The next member on our team, I'm really looking forward to it. I heard that another one of his friends is in this draft as well, and I plan on picking him up. We can look forward to, combining as a strong team and getting together as strong Raptors and going forward as a pack. So I'm really looking forward to drafting JP.
JP. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Raptors' second pick of the draft. Ward, what do you know about JP?
Wow.
Wow is his first answer. That's a good sign.
JP's a great guy. And that's definitely a steal for the Raptors. I was expecting with him land up on the Raptors, but man, that's a steal for them. That's the Raptors are definitely building something over there. So, Joel, how do you feel being that's your team?
Honestly, Caleb, I wanted JP from the get-go. I was a huge proponent for JP. JP is someone who I've spent a lot of time with. I think the world of him. So maybe I'm looking through clouded glasses. Maybe my vision is obscured, but I think even with sunglasses in the dark, you can still see a sun shining. He is just a light that is going to absolutely kill it this year. In Board Wars, he's got such a electric personality. So I think the plays are going to be made, and the energy with him is going to be great. But also, someone who is very easy to get along with, but willing to go cutthroat. The guy's got range. Currently, absolutely jacked out of his mind into bodybuilding. The dude is fit as could be, and also, straight A guy. As a student, the Board Wars can put a lot of pressure on you. But I think if there's anyone who can handle the pressure, it's JP, and I think the future's bright for him.
Oh,
I just blocked that one. I have no idea please tell me it was good.
You just basically said everything I was gonna say about how JP is an amazing pick, and he'll find a great home at the Raptors. Bars
for days. Alrighty.
Purple Dragons are on the clock with around 40 seconds left now. Looks like the captains are currently discussing.
Look on Gus's face. Gus is
locked in.
I was about to say the same thing. Gus is one of those guys who you just look at, and he's sometimes in it, and sometimes he's in it, he's all around, he's got all of the whole world just in his gaze. And right now he is locked in, mounted to the podium. Gus is ready to give his pick. That look, that strong look in his eyes that says, "I'm going to conquer the world." We have Gus Tepe at the podium. Gus, whenever you're ready, go ahead and tell us that pick.
With my first 2 picks, I took people who are a little bit older, Board Wars wise. I took people who I knew were going to lead this team really well, people who I know personally and who are more of my peers. With my 3rd overall pick, I wanted somebody who is a true understudy, someone who I've spent a lot of time with, through Bible studies and hangouts. They're a really positive person. They know strategy very well. They've had some of the most experience out of anybody in the draft. And I'm extremely excited to announce I am taking Piano Man with my first pick of the 2nd round.
First pick of the 2nd round, Piano Man goes.
We're so bad at clapping.
I do not know anything about this.
I'm not sure. So the podium mic was still in use whenever Gus said it, so I'm not sure anyone heard that. But Gus did just mock the other captains for their ability to clap, which I don't know if you got a laugh out of that, but I sure did. Piano Man, what do you know about him?
I know that in terms of the scouting report that we've received, he is an above-average player.
An
above-average player.
Wow, what a
So I think-
stunning recommendation from Caleb Ward, an above-average player.
I think that speaks highly because if you're about average, the average Board Wars player is actually pretty good if you look at the stat sheet. So an above-average player is definitely someone who's making an impact on the game, making an impact on their team. So I don't think that saying above average is necessarily
You know
an
what,
insult
Caleb?
in the Board Wars community.
You know what, Caleb? I like that take. That saying above average means, hey, man, they're more of an asset than a lot. They're someone who adds value. They're not somebody who's just, we're like waiting for them to play so that they can just take the L and then we can just move them along. That's well said. Well said. Strong.
Because there are definitely some of those players in this league.
I don't know. Caleb, remember how we talked about how some people play to win and some people play it for the love of the game? You gotta appreciate those people, and I think you should appreciate people's love of the game instead of their desire to win. Those people are assets in a culture way, and I'm a fighter for those people. I don't think we should speak any negatively about anyone who's in the Board Wars draft or on anybody's team. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree?
I would have to agree with you. I'd have to agree with you. That's my bad. I almost got the best of me there. I would never name anybody directly, of course, as well. But there are some people that definitely play for the fun of it rather than focusing on the wins, and it's a respectable way to play.
Kind of to go off, talking about above average, below average. I think something that I think Caleb really values a lot in his team is I feel like a lot of the people in your team are very diplomatic. They're very sociable. They're easy to get along with. Not too combative. Not too. They don't stir the pot a lot. Wouldn't you agree?
I would definitely agree with that's definitely if you were looking at our team and trying to pinpoint a play style that we have. Diplomacy is highly touted on our team. And we're competitive. We like to win, like we play to win, but we don't cutthroat. We don't backstab for sure. We honor our agreements with other teams and with other players, and we just play our game. There's no point in playing cheap. Just play your game.
Now we're gonna come over to the captain's table because the time has actually reached 0. We have reached 0 on the pick with the Mama Llamas. John Mark showing off his phone to the other captains. It looks like he's about ready to make his pick. None of you saw it, but I did a big old 0. All right. Here comes John Mark Hicks, leader of the Mama Llamas, ready to make the next pick. Who is the next prospect for the Mama Llamas? He's about to tell us. John Mark, whenever you are ready.
First pick, we got Jacob Hicks, right? And he's a solid pick. He's my own brother, and I think he'll do well. Looking to build off of that pick, we need more solid people that we know are going to be invested in the game, that are going to care, and that play well, right? And so for this pick, I'm looking at a guy who I saw have one of the best first games I've ever seen. His practice game was virtually flawless, right? He got 4th place. It was awesome. We're going
I'm not, in case anyone didn't pick up on that, he said
The Mama Llamas are going to pick the infamous Max Power.
What a pick.
You know, Caleb, before we get into the pick, what an outstanding performance from the team captains clapping. That was what an improvement. Talk about most
Well-deserved, too.
improved.
Well-deserved.
Talk about most improved. That clap. That was really well done. Well done, gentlemen. Max Power going in the second round at the 6th pick from the Mama Llamas. What do you think about Max Power?
I think his name says it all. Max Power, baby. I think with a legendary name like that, he has the reputation to live up to it. He's just a great guy. He's incredibly intelligent, and he John Mark jokingly said he finished 4th, but he did have a very good game. And sometimes, the place doesn't necessarily reflect how you played yourself. Sometimes people just outmaneuver you. Sometimes people that get second just manage to survive. They don't actually have an impact on the game. So that 4th place finish isn't necessarily something that makes worry about his performance. Because from what I've seen and what I've heard, that's a great pick. And Max Power is going to find a great home on the Mama Llamas with John Mark and now Jacob Hicks as well. And various other Mama Llama.
Absolutely. Max Power, actually, a little known fact. Known fact if you're, in the group, but Max Power, very good friends with a JD. JD, the winner of the Hodgepodge Award. JD and Max being best friends. There's always the opposites attract in multiple facets of life. But JD, I think is one of the most sportsman kind of players that we have in the league. Besides, the man who the award that we give out is named after Hodgepodge. But Max, if JD is the light, what's Max? Is he the heat? Is he the strength? Was it not? Like you said, even 4th place people have value. Did he play too hard? And is the Mama Llama strategy going to be to reel back and get JD in Max's ear, get the diplomacy and the power all in one move?
Wow, I think that's incredibly well said. JD and Max are close friends, and I don't know much about Max's play style, but and I think JD has honed in his game since last season as well. I hear he's doing more diplomacy, and I'll be interested to see how both of them perform this upcoming season for sure.
Now you might notice the clock is about to run down, and we do have our next my captain, Caden Gillum, ready to make his next pick for the Ruby Raptors. Caden, whenever you are ready.
Awesome. Well, the Ruby Raptors, we were looking at our first 2 picks, and I picked up one of my buddies, one of the hardest workers at Domino's, and I picked up JP, one of the strongest willed people that Joel knows. And I'm about to pick up one of JP's friends, who I think is going to butter JP's bread, be the piece that we were missing for the Raptors. People often hang out in groups, and the 2 of them might have completely different play styles, even though they're in the same friend group. And I'm looking at them filling 2 different gaps in that Raptors roster. So I'm here to pick Jackson Gravatt for the Raptors.
What a pick! We're gonna cut back to the booth so we don't hear the laughter. The captain's laughing too much.
We got to keep some sense of seriousness.
Yeah, we're about professionalism here at the Board Wars draft. Only professionalism. Now, I don't want anyone to get too confused about the fact that there are 3 Purple Dragons drafts. We just switched it over, so there's now 2 Purple Dragons and the Jelly Jets. But the Purple Dragons have a double pick. Let's cut over to the table. The Purple Dragons, Caleb Ward, have 2 picks back to back. They are going to be ending out the second round and filling in the third round. Who do you think, there's a lot of prospects. Who do you think the Purple Dragons have their eyes on? Without names. Sorry.
Looking at the prospects, there's definitely a lot of well-rounded players, worthy players to make that roster. So I'll be interested to see what direction Gus goes for here. But I guess an advantage he has is with back-to-back picks. It doesn't even matter what order he takes them in. He gets 2 free picks right now. And with plenty of worthy prospects still on the board, 2 great players are going to be finding a home on the Purple Dragons here in a couple minutes.
Absolutely. We're gonna cut back to the booth here with a minute 25 left. Get some of these numbers figured out because I'm realizing that some of these draft number picks are not correct. Whoopsie. Alrighty. Me and Jackson. They are a power duo. They are a package deal. In fact, the speculation says that they may have even made an appearance at the draft tonight before being ushered out because this was not an event for the public. That's the kind of energy they give, and I'm really excited for them and the future of the Ruby Raptors. We're going to cut over to the podium here, where it looks like Gus can make his pick. 27 seconds left. Gus, you got 20 seconds left, but we're ready whenever you are.
With my first 3 picks, I got, people who I think can lead, people who I consider fantastic understudies. And with my 4th pick, second pick of the second round, I wanted to get somebody who I knew was coachable. Somebody who I knew, and this is going to be a surprise to everybody, someone who I knew was going to have a relationship with other people on my team. And to much everyone's surprise, we actually have a set of brothers in this year's draft. I took one of them with my first overall pick. And again, with the second pick of the second round, I am taking Jolie Poley, a.k.a. Joel Schneider.
Jolie Poley, give us one moment here.
It's going to be a great year.
Yeah, it's going to be a great year here. We're going to get that logged in.
And I'll see you soon.
He'll see us soon. I don't know if everyone saw that, but he did point to camera and make a very dramatic kind of moment. Jolie Poley. Caleb Ward, what do you know about Jolie Poley?
Like I said, he's brothers with the first overall pick, and
is greatness genetic?
He's got something in his blood, that's for sure. Because Jolie Poley is a great guy. Not super tight with him, but we've grown up knowing each other, and it's been super awesome to see him because he's a little younger than us. And I think he'll fill that spot on Gus's team as one of the younger players that he'll fill the, what's it called? Lost my thought. Hold up.
Caleb Ward.
Being a younger player, he has years to go on his Board Wars.
So are you saying that the prospect of Jolie Poley is that he is a work in progress?
Yes.
That he is someone who can be molded into the image of whatever Gus deems fit. And is that, and let me ask you this, being formed into whatever Gus's image of him is that a positive? Or do you think there's the potential that Gus could go too far and it could be a negative? What are your thoughts on that, Caleb Ward?
Let's hope that Gus doesn't run this like an Alabama football squad and run his players into the dirt. But I doubt that's going to be the coaching style that Gus would approach. I think he's focused on first cultivating a love for the game.
Love for the game.
And from that love of the game, cultivating a knowledge of a proper knowledge of how to play and the strategy that goes behind how to win games and how to perform to the best of your own ability. Because everybody has different play styles and different things about how they play. Because everybody's different, and I think he'll cultivate that in Jolie really nicely.
Alrighty, so we've cut over to the podium because back-to-back picks. It was probably locked in before the first one was picked. Gus Tippy has come to the podium. Gus, we're ready whenever you are for the first pick of the third round of the Board Wars draft.
Hello, Mario. I'm here. I'm back, and I'm taking. In this draft, I've gotten people who are high, people who are important things about having a Board Wars team is having people that know each other, people who like each other, people who are going to get along. and it makes you have more fun. And in Board Wars, having fun just so happens to be adjacent to winning most of the time. With that being said, my third pick of the second round is going to be Brent Ritter. And 1,000 hearts were broken in the Jelly Jet locker room.
1,000 hearts were broken in the Jelly Jet locker room. The board. I think I'm gonna take charge on this one because I know quite a bit about both these picks. I haven't actually had the opportunity to say much. I really love Brent Ritter. Brent Ritter is, he's up there with, he's a real JD type. Very likable, very charismatic, very, just an everyman. He's a literal actor. But that doesn't mean he's disingenuous. It actually means he speaks more from the heart for me. Gus has snagged Piano Man. He's snagged Jolie Poley and Brent Ritter. What I love is that Gus energy when we got some people older in age, younger in age. Brent Ritter, Jolie Poley, Piano Man, all the same age. All the same age. But, we're not going to hold that against him. Gus has gotten really close with these guys in his Bible study, and someone who spent a lot of time with them in their more formative years. Just all amazing, outstanding guys. I think the culture, he's going to be able to build. Caleb, I think I've realized something about the Purple Dragons in this moment. The Purple Dragons is in it for the long haul. All these guys, they're younger. They're in their sophomore year of high school, if I remember correctly. Gus is going to be able to create a team that is going to last for years, and is going to be a team that I think is going to go down in legend. People who started when they were younger, and by the time that they're going off to college, they're gonna be myth. They're gonna be that legend. They're gonna be that legend of greatness. But the question is, do we anticipate it's going to start now? Or do we think that legend is going to take some time to grow? Caleb, do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think that legend is going to be an immediate breakthrough, or do you think it's going to be a work in progress?
I'm going to take the latter on this one, Joel. I think that with such a young team, they're going to face some of those setbacks that you're going to struggle with having the majority of your team young guys who haven't played as much Board Wars. Still need some building up in their game and their strategy. But I think long term, I think the success is going to pay off, and the picks are going to pay off, and they're going to find long term success for sure. Because when you invest your time into these young players and develop them, they're going to turn into those legacy level players that you're seeing now, just later.
Absolutely. Now we're cutting over here to the captains. Now you might be like, why are we cutting over the captains? Elijah is actually our next pick. That doesn't mean just because Elijah's picking doesn't mean that our captains aren't important. But with 16 seconds left, we have Elijah off to the side. Elijah, you ready? I mean, not. Yeah, we can still hear him. So we're gonna cut over. We're gonna cut to Elijah. And Elijah Novak, leader of the Jelly Jets. Elijah, whenever you're ready, you can announce your pick and anything you'd like to say about them as well.
All right, Jelly Jets, here we are. This is the third round pick. It's an exciting year for the Jelly Jets, as we all know. And I'm coming to you. Here it is. Ready?
Ready.
Here it is. It's Parker Klein. Oh, yeah. Boom, yeah. Boom. What?
Elijah, really selling up. Elijah, we're going to cut away from you now. We appreciate all the things. Parker Klein has been presented to me.
Just now.
Just now. So Parker clearly still in. Parker Klein drafted to the Jelly Jets. Now, of course, next up is going to be the Smoky Salamanders. We'll cut over to the captain's table. Once again, Gideon Blankenship. It looks like an intense look on his face. Ready for the next pick. Caleb, what do you know about Parker Klein? Got anything to say about him?
I don't have much to say, Parker, but I don't know him personally. But I know him. I don't know. We're not close like that. But from what I do know about Parker, is he's ready to be engaged. He's ready to learn, and I think the Jets are going to be a perfect team for him to they have a great culture over there, and so I think that's going to be a great asset to Parker in developing his game, because I think it's going to be one of the most fun teams to be on this season for sure.
Absolutely. The Jets, a fun team as always. I want you all to know that off to the side here we have Elijah, and Elijah, the biggest smile on his face. He is
It's
so.
always it's oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, what a guy! What a guy. Parker Klein, a young prospect of the draft of the league. A guy whose future is so bright if he chooses it, and I'm really excited for the future that Parker has on the Jelly Jets. And the next one, Caleb, Smoky Salamanders at pick.
Draft strategy. I couldn't place it, if I'm being completely honest. I think maybe the approach that they're taking is coachable players who are ready to learn and ready to play. People that Gideon has scouted and seen that they're worthy to be on the Sallies, and because they think very highly of themselves, that's for sure. And it looks like Gideon is approached to stand.
I'm so glad we cut over to the podium to see Gideon do that little
really
swirl. Alrighty, we have Gideon Blankenship, a man whose goofiness is only matched by his confidence and his ability to intimidate with 8 seconds left. Gideon, whenever you're ready, announce your third pick of the Board Wars draft of 2024.
For the third overall pick in the Smoky Salamanders draft, the Salamanders have to pick a very, very important person. A great friend of mine. The Salamanders pick Chase Kennedy at the third round.
Fully embracing what it means to be a salamander, like a snake, but with legs. Alrighty. All right, we're gonna cut back to the table. Let's see.
Looks like the captains all got a laugh out of that draft announcement.
Yeah. Once again, like Gus said, adjacent to winning is in fact having fun. I know it may look like the Ruby Raptors are drafting for the next 3. That is not in fact the case. We are going to be changing that over right now. It is actually the next.
Alrighty. What do you think about that last pick by the Sallies, Joel?
Here, let's cut back to the booth here. What do I think about that last pick from the side? Friendship is so important in Board Wars, and picking someone that you know personally, I think is such a powerful move. Like previously stated before, with the JD and the Jackson pick, and with the Max and the JP Jackson and then the JD Max. Picking your friends is important, and picking Chase Kennedy I think was a strong move from Gideon. Let's see if he is able to bring him onto the team, bring him into the culture, and have a positive impact. Next up are the Raptors. Gus, I feel like I shouldn't be allowed to say. What do you think the Raptors have going for them?
Obviously, Joel is going to have a biased opinion here, so that's why I'm going to be covering the Raptors. I think they've had a strong draft class in 2024, and snagging JP and Jackson kind of in a 2-for-1 combo. Obviously, taken with different picks, but getting them on the same team is definitely going to be crucial for the Raptors this season, and it's going to pay off because it's always better when you have close friends on a team. That's for sure. And so
Sorry
about that, folks. Had a little bit of a brain fart there.
Just
so
a bit of a brain fart.
I think the Raptors are going to do great this year, and then obviously the Sallies with that last pick. I think they're gearing up for another strong season as well. They went far last season. Didn't quite go as far as they would have liked, but I trust that Gideon and his team have discussed their picks thoroughly and equipped themselves with the best possible chance of doing good this season. And it looks like Caden Gillum is approaching the stand with the Ruby Raptors with 30 seconds left.
Wait, with 30 seconds left, Caden Gillum has approached the podium because he's confident. He's got it. He already knows what the next pick is. And, you know, Caden, whenever you like, you can announce that pick.
We good? Awesome. All right, Raptors. We've been looking for, we need someone to do analytics for our pack. We've been out. Everyone on the Raptors is just a feral monster who wants to just dig into the carnivorous meat and just go, man. Sorry. It's the alpha speaking.
Keep going.
And I know who's going to be on my pack next. Straw, I'm picking you. You're a game manager. You know what to do. You're so smart. I cannot wait for you to be on our pack.
You love to see it.
That's the kind of energy we love to see here at Draft Night 2024.
Yeah, that is the kind of energy we love to see. You can see that roar has just inspired all of the captains. I really think these next picks are going to be lightning. But Straw, what an absolutely fantastic pick. I actually don't know that much about Straw. Straw, limited availability, limited playtime, but as his fellow teammate, as someone in the pack that we need those brains. We need that guy pouring over film. And I think the future's bright for the team with Straw. But I mean, who knows what the future may hold? Caleb Ward. I want to ask you. Board Wars has a character. Ooh, hey, in the chat, everyone in the chat, on this next pick, we're gonna talk about whether we want tiles or items. I need to see everyone's. I need to hear what everyone wants. We're for the people here at Board Wars. We'll cut back to the captains, see how they're doing. Look at them. Look at them. Strong. And, of course, Gus Tepe next to pick. Yeah, absolutely. So, Caleb had just somberly noted that Lige is no longer even in the stream in any way, shape, or form. He is. We don't even have eyes on him. And that is because the Jelly Jets had were the second picks of each round. The third round, we are in our, I believe, our fifth pick. That is, the round number is in fact incorrect. I apologize, but Lige has left the draft. I'm sure he's still watching online, like the amazing captain he is. But that suit and that dapper and that absolutely stunning smile. Maybe he had to take a break from. But
I can imagine Elijah's also a busy man, so. It's a Friday night. Probably has some things that you need to get done.
Absolutely. Alrighty, Gus Tepe approaching the stage. Over that podium. We're gonna hear him loud and proud. Cowboys on his chest, smile on his face, determination in his eyes, and in his mind, his next pick. Gus, let it rip.
We are the Purple Dragons. And what do you know about dragons? We know three things about dragons. One, they can fly. Two, they got nails that will dig into your meat. And three, they fly. So let's review. They fly, they dig into your meat, and they fly. Roar! We are taking a guy who can do all three of those things, all right? He can fly twice. Jason Albritton is my pick. Fly, dragons, fly. Thank you. Hey, it's been a good draft.
Been a fantastic draft. Gus Tepe, his final draft of the night. Alrighty, having fun indeed. We're in the third round of the draft, and in fact, closing in on the end, we're gonna be simpling down the screen a little bit, just that time, the current pick and the previous pick. Caleb Ward, we'll cut back to the booth here. What are you gonna leak? What are you gonna leak? An item or a tile?
I'll go. Character.
You go what?
Wait. Oh, item or tile?
Yeah. Hey, how about this?
I have an item, but I don't know if I'm supposed to share.
Here, let's we're gonna mute these microphones real quick. And Caleb's gonna whisper it in my ear. What is it? We're gonna we here at the Board Wars in the Board Wars booth. We're gonna take a look at the Board Wars season 2 item list because Caleb did want to pick an item. If we scroll down here, I believe there it is. So Caleb, do you want to go ahead and read us that title real quick?
As many of you guys know, there are
one of the earliest items in the game, an item beloved by many and feared by even more. And it seems like it's going to be getting.
It's going to be getting an additional friend joining the game.
A friend.
A friend.
friend.
I don't
Something
think.
that I
don't
need.
think you. It'd be actually a pretty interesting concept if you can pair the two together, as and kind of dual wield them, as one might say. But the Salted Nut Roll Battle Axe will be making its Board Wars debut this upcoming season, which will add 1 damage to your attack.
1 damage to your attack. Now, the Salted Nut Roll Battle Axe adding 1 damage to your attack. We're gonna come over to the podium here as that time's running down, and we can see the Mama Llamas, the Mama Llamas captain John Mark Hicks getting his boogie on, I guess. Sure. But John Mark is ready for his next pick for the Mama Llamas. John Mark, go ahead and take it away whenever you are ready.
Hey, what's up, Mama Llama lovers? Let me hear your meow. It is the Mama Llama's 3rd pick overall.
You realize this goes on the internet forever, right?
It is the Mama Llama's 3rd pick overall. And we're looking for somebody very chill. Somebody who likes to make Lego stop motion videos. Who loves to play Fortnite. And with that being said, we're going to take Banana Man.
Banana Man.
So confused. All those things about him.
Oh no, we can all hear you. Let's go away to the captain's table. Alrighty, Banana Man. We're gonna get that thrown up there, which is strange. And let's go ahead and get that timer rolling. That next team going. Next team is the Barbecue Beavers. 3rd round, 7th pick. Alrighty, Banana Man. Banana Man has been drafted. Caleb Board, the man to my side. Banana Man, what do you think about that pick?
I think that's a great pick. Great pick for the llamas. Banana Man from our scouting report is a highly rated Board Wars player. Someone who can be trusted to get those wins. And I think going to the Mama Llamas, he's going to find great success. They're a great team, and their draft class this year has been very strong indeed. And I'm excited to see how he performs this year. I'm excited to see how everybody is going to do because this is a great draft class this year.
Absolutely.
A lot of teams are making a lot of different power moves.
A lot of teams are making a lot of different power moves. Gus, of course, going for that, those prosperous, those potential picks, the people whose names are going to echo throughout the halls of Gadzel and of the Board Wars Coliseums for the ages. They are going to be echoed through the halls for the ages, and of course, the Mama Llama is going for a very different approach, but still a strong one. Caleb Ward, the man whose team is the only team to have their name inscribed on the side of the Legacy Cup. What do you think makes a pick great, and why do you think?
Best friends. Black David. That's right. Roll Beavers.
Oh my gosh. What a great pick by the Beavers there. An even better introduction for Black David.
Help. I think the captains are becoming more and more deranged. They're doing weird bits now, and I'm frankly
I'm loving
afraid
it.
for my
No,
life, for my well-being. Can
Speak for
somebody
yourself.
Please help us. But regardless, Black David has been picked. The triple down by the Barbecue Beavers. Caleb Ward, what do you think about the Black David?
How did he
pick?
fall so far? Black David is that guy, y'all.
He
Hi-
is that
one of
guy.
the most highly touted prospects of this draft. It's crazy to see him fall so far. The Beavers must have been able to work some kind of deal out with these other teams to avoid picking him, because he's black.
What do you?
Black David is an amazing
Help
guy.
me being held here against my will. I don't want to be sitting there. No.
And I think he's going to find great success on the Beavers. Being best friends with Jacob, and that Sam Dieter, Jacob Dieter, Black David combination, that's going to be very deadly. Pairing that with Drew, Mikey, and Ryan now on the Beavers. The Beavers are a family-oriented squad. They're incredibly close with one another, and I think that's gonna be the deadly force to counteract this season.
Yeah, we're gonna cover the captains. We'll get how the captains are doing with the Los Cuties final pick. We're awaiting it from Luke. Luke, who is sat, so close to the Legacy Cup, his team's name is inscribed into. I actually really wanted to bring that up to you, Caleb. The family aspect of the Barbecue Beavers, who have now have not only Drew Joggers and his brother Ryan, who we had talked about that family, that greatness that runs in the family, who has Drew and Ryan, who's, by the way, his older brother, the next son, and Michael. We also have Sam, Jacob, and Black David. How important do you think family matters in the game of Board Wars? And if that's so, why isn't your sister playing the game? Convince me right now to get my sister involved in Board Wars, who you had you previously joked about getting my sister involved. Why isn't your sister a part of Board Wars? And because family matters, and why does family matter? You're going to tell us.
I think family matters a lot in Board Wars, but also in life, more importantly. So the reason my sister is currently not playing Board Wars is because she is married and is starting a family very soon. So you can be expecting to see her in the next 10 years. She'll be making her Board Wars debut, perhaps. But
Ooh, all right. So, give us one moment. Whoops. The Los Cuties are about to make a pick, but the camera is not loading, showing them. So, give us one moment as we try to get that fixed.
We set up the camera from the back. It's actually an incredible view.
Alrighty. So the commissioner is heading over to the camera now, see if we can, or heading over here now, see if we can get this fixed. Hey, there we go. It's working.
We're glad an error didn't happen for the rest of the show.
Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Hello, Cutie Nation. As you know, we are America's most. As you know, we are America's cutest, most favoritist team, and we are continuing that with our next draft pick. I am picking a friend of mine, un amigo, if you will, going to help us take over. And listen how you're not ready for this. Listen to how adorable his name is. It's Goose in a Well. Y'all are not ready for the cuties this year. We are taking it all, and we will look the best doing it. Thank y'all.
What was your pick?
Goose in a Well.
Oh, Goose in a Well. There we go. So we're gonna cut to the captain's table. We're gonna continue their discussions. Goose, Caleb, I want you to defend your captain and his very strange behavior right now.
Well, listen, folks. Luke is a great guy, and it just overcome with enthusiasm for our pick. Joel is questioning the behaviors from some of these captains. They may seem overly excited, to say the least, but that's because we all love being here. We all love Board Wars. And so the enthusiasm overflowing from that is pouring into these picks, which I quite loved, frankly. And so behavior from my captain especially, I think, was toned down from some of the others. But I think it plays more to his personal character. And he's a cutie patootie, to say the least. That's why he's on the Los Cuties. And so I think Goose Noel is a great pick. I'm personally looking forward to having him on our team. And I think that the Los Cuties have had a very solid draft class this year. I know there were talks about, what are the Cuties going to do? Because, we're defending champions from last season. But I think we are continuing to build on our legacy with some strong draft choices. And Goose Noel is going to be joining us this upcoming season, and he'll be joining
that was great. That was great. I've been here the whole time. Hey,
we're just talking about how Cuties are prepared for this upcoming season, and Goose Noel will be a great addition to our squad.
Yeah, now I'm gonna. Now it is at 0 here, so when I update this, it might be a little confusing because it's counting down. But in fact, the time has been up for a second now, as the Mama Llamas are about to make their next pick. Mama Llamas do in fact get one comp pick. The comp pick is just a bonus pick for all the teams who are a little under. Okay, well, there's the captain of the Mama Llamas. So next pick, just know that that's your captain. John Mark Hicks, we are ready to hear from you. Can you go ahead and tell us your next pick?
Pegasus. I know you're out there. And the Mama Llamas, we want you.
For everyone who's listening at home, I would like to sincerely apologize on behalf of me and everyone else here at Board Wars.
Extremely immature behavior by the Mama Llamas.
Extremely immature behavior from
quite frankly,
John Mark Hicks, whose
I'm
audio
disappointed.
we don't even know got picked up because he was so obscenely loud. But of course, the kind of behavior I expect from a llama, and not a prehistoric, creature, not a mythical creature, not a made-up creature, but a real creature who has very limited intelligence. The captain of that team, John Mark. Now, you'll see the thing is counting down now. We're gonna make some edits here because we're actually every single member of every single team has in fact been picked, and we're gonna lock these all in at 0. This is the final pick of the draft. It is going to be made. Let's cut over the captain's table. The final pick of the draft is going to be made by the one and only Barbecue Beavers, Drew Joggers. Let's go ahead and get all those graphics up. Once again, we are so sorry for this final draftee who. All right, so like the Mama Llamas and the previous Barbecue Beavers, it seems that are becoming slightly more unhinged. But Drew, with much time left, has already come to. Drew, you are live. People can't hear you. People can't see you. What is the last pick of the draft?
For the Beavers' last pick, I've brought up a very special friend. Who should I draft, Mr. Beaver? Oh, you want to say?
Camden.
As always. Pretty good. As always, roll Beavers.